Alright, so this is the third tutorial in my series on creating overhead office people and overhead office. So the first one I showed you how to build the actual office. So the second one we talked about working with the people, and now I'm going to show you how to build these little assets and pull them all together. So what we do is we need to have a table, computer, paper, all that stuff. So let's look at this and let's break them all apart into their own little pieces. The chair is just a it's 4 objects. So you've got the let's build this right here. So you're going to have your back of the chair. Actually, let me do a rounded rectangle. So I always opt for a rounded rectangle because if I want it squared, it's squared, but if I want to add a curve to it, it's there. So let's just say we'll go with the curve, and then we're going to create the bottom cushion here. Let's pull that a little, and then we'll duplicate this again, and we're going to go with the armrests, and let's do this here. And so there you can see that quickly you've built a chair, and then it's just a matter of playing around with the gradient fills. If you want to have it have a rounded look, you can, in this case I just went left to right, but you could have a rounded look on it as well. So let's just use the quick style and see what that gives us. Yeah, so say we went with a green chair. Let's copy that and see what that looks. Oops. We're going to format paint that and see what that looks like. So there you go. You got a chair, and you can change up the gradient on it, but that's how fast you create your chair. So it's just those basic shapes. The computer is just that 6-sided shape here that you have in PowerPoint. This one right here. So just make it wide. You can play around with the angle. So that could look like a computer monitor. I put a little black shape in front of it, and then just use a very light color. You could probably go with more of a whitish or cream color on that, and then the keyboard is just a rectangle, and then the table is just a rounded rectangle with a slight gradient to it. So, and I put some drop shadows on there. Now the paper, what I did for the paper, it actually I think gives it a nice touch here. The paper basically is just a white box that has a white to light gray, and then I took this tool here. Let's actually create a piece of paper. So we've got our piece of paper here. We're going to use a gradient fill on it. So let's right click and format the shape, and we're just going to use a linear fill, which we have selected. We'll go light to dark. Let's make the dark position real light gray, and we'll make, let's make the number 2 position white. And there's our piece of paper. We can make the line color just a little off-white. And then what we do is just draw some lines on here. So you just come over here. Oops. We're going to insert a line with our freeform tool, and we just scribble some lines, and you can copy that if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then once you do that, if we let's just copy a few more here, then you can change the line color. But let's say we've done all that. We're going to group it. You just save it as an image, and then you bring it back in, and then you can scale it down. So this right here is actually just an image of that paper. So we would just select all of this and then save it as a picture, and then just import the picture. Because if I scale it, it doesn't necessarily look the same because of the way the lines handle with the scaling. So that's basically it. So you've got these shapes, and then you bring them in here, and if we ungroup this, it's just that. And then you can move the, if you want to make it look more natural, move the keyboard like the person's there, and you can slide the person in the chair around or rotate them, make it look like they're talking to somebody. Like, let's take the blue guy here, for example. We'll move him over here, and we'll rotate him. So we can make it look like he's talking to this person. So once you build those, it's just bring them all together. Your shapes are real easy to build. You've got your people, you've got your office, and you can create a pretty neat looking scene.